Hi, everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to continue this series, Mysteries and Crimes Related or Linked to the Royal Family. Most of my followers and subscribers on my other royal channel, Bookworm 2, will know who Simon Durante Day is. For those who don't know, he is an Australian man who thinks he may be the love child of Charles and Camilla. Simon was adopted by the daughter and her husband of a couple who worked for the Queen as a cook and a gardener. This can be easily verified and indeed has been verified. His grandfather received a service medal from the Queen herself, so no argument there. According to Simon, this very grandmother was the one who told him he was Charles and Camilla's son, conceived or born when Charles was only 17 and Camilla 18. Well, I've seen so many people saying Simon is absolutely crazy, insane, or a chancer. Well, as far as I know, and as far as I could see or hear, Simon seems to be just fine. A bit frustrated, but otherwise appears 100% normal. I actually fully believe that his grandmother told him what she told him. Whether she told him the truth, we don't know. And why she would lie to him, I don't know either. There are indeed a few strange things regarding Simon's birth and his early years, but I'm not here today to advocate for Simon, although I do feel for him and I wish I could help him find the truth. I'm here to tell you that if your only reason for not believing Simon is because you would not expect the British royal family of doing or hiding such a thing, then you may be very, very wrong, because a scenario very similar to that of Simon Durante Day likely did happen before, and I'm here to tell you that story. In 1867, the son of Queen Victoria's gynecologist, namely Frederick, and his wife Mary, adopted a baby boy. The baby boy had no birth certificate, and the names of his natural parents were not recorded anywhere, just like in the case of Simon Durante Day. Simon actually had a name of the place where he was supposedly born, but on further inspection, hoping to find something in old hospital records, it was discovered that the particular hospital did not handle deliveries at the time. The Royal Hospital Haslar, where Simon was supposedly born according to records, was a Royal Naval Hospital. It was eventually converted into retirement flats in 2018 to 2020. So even though they did not deal with deliveries, and there was indeed a maternity hospital close by, if by chance it was an emergency or maybe a secret royal delivery, there are now truly no records left. The woman Simon was told was likely his mother also likely did not exist. Not then, not ever. Numerous searches over many years turned up absolutely nothing. Simon's grandmother basically told him on her deathbed that Charles and Camilla were his parents. But back to Sir Charles, his son Frederick, and baby Henry. Princess Louise was the fourth daughter of Queen Victoria and a real wild child. Louise was slim, pretty, artistic, and a rebel. When it became time for her to find a husband, she rejected all the princes until she finally married a Scottish nobleman. Allegedly, Louise never had children, at least not with her husband. But as far as her husband is concerned, we'll keep those speculations and rumors for another video. Louise was rumored to have had a relationship with Arthur Bigg, the Queen's assistant private secretary, before she got married, but Louise said it was not true. When rumors started to fly that Louise had an affair with Prince Henry of Battenberg, her sister Beatrice's husband, she was a little less accommodating and used the rumor against her sister and tortured her sister with it even after Henry died. However, none of these alleged affairs had the same impact as the one Louise allegedly had with Walter Sterling, her brother's tutor, because it is rumored that Louise got pregnant and had a son, the very baby adopted by Frederick and Mary Lowcock. As little Henry grew up in royal palaces due to his adopted grandfather's position as the Queen's physician, the rumor did not die down like many others before and after, likely because Henry himself told friends and family that Louise was his mother and maintained that until his death. Allegedly, Louise maintained an interest in Henry, particularly after his adopted mother died. Mary Lowcock's death in itself brought uproar as it was discovered that she had lied about who she was. She claimed she was the daughter of a gentleman, when in fact she was the illegitimate daughter of a labourer. Anyway, back to baby Henry Frederick Leicester Lowcock. Henry's birthday book reflects his date of birth as the 30th of December 1867, but it was later found that that was the date on which he was adopted, and that he was more likely born at the end of 1866 or early in 1867. It is rumored that little Henry was taken care of by servants in the palace with access to his mother until the end of 1867. Strangely, Lady Sterling, the mother of Walter Sterling, the alleged father of baby Henry, came to stay with Sir Charles Lowcock, as reported by the Isle of Wight's Observer. Short letters she wrote to Princess Louise and other letters could be seen as having sympathy with Louise as she was preparing to give up her baby. Unfortunately, Henry Lowcock himself died relatively young. Henry, or Lester, as he was also sometimes known, went to Canada reportedly to hunt game and was killed when he fell from a moving Canadian Pacific train. Relatives waiting to meet his train in Montreal became concerned when his luggage arrived without him. His body was later found on the track west of Montreal. Since no birth certificate existed, his age was declared as 39 based on his adoption certificate. He left behind a wife and 6 children. His estate was valued at 800 British pounds, but less than 6 months after his death, a deed was passed to his wife from the public trustees, making over a stock to the value of nearly 60,000 British pounds. When Henry's adoptive father died, his estate was in excess of 100,000 pounds. After further research, it was abundantly clear that someone was keen to ensure that the baby adopted by the Queen's physician would be financially secure. But we will never know who that person or donor was. Princess Louise lived to a great age and died at Kensington Palace on the 3rd of December 1939 at the age of 91. At her request, she was cremated, and after service in St. George's Chapel, The urn was interred in the Royal Mausoleum at Frogmore. Henry's grandson, Nick, has petitioned the courts for DNA testing on his grandfather, but his petition had been rejected twice. Researchers also denied access to certain files on Princess Louise, adding even more credence to the theory that the royal family want something to remain hidden, particularly because the reason the courts gave for not allowing the taking of a DNA sample was the sanctity of Christian burial. However, shortly before Nick Lowcock's request was turned down, the same church and same court moved about 200 bodies to make way for a coffee shop. If indeed Henry Frederick Leicester Lowcock was the illegitimate child of Princess Louise, he certainly would not have been the first or the last. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one. Later in the week, I'm going to bring you yet another mystery, and one far more gory than this one. So until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourself and each other. Bye.